Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jeremy Steiner, and today I've got another Watch Me Work episode. Episode 3. We are just churning these out. It's great. Today I'm doing some modeling in Cinema 4D where I create this old style camera. So what's really cool about this episode is that the model that we're creating today is going to be used in the intro to all of my future Watch Me Work episodes. A bit of a disclaimer in this episode, my microphone was having a bit of some trouble while recording this session, in that it would sometimes cut off the beginning or ends of some sentences. It doesn't happen too much, but I do promise that I'm going to fix the issue before my next video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let's get started.
All right, let's get started. Here we go. Another Watch Me Work video already. Great. Okay, so I've got my reference here with Pure Ref. I highly recommend this app if you're doing any kind of reference needs. You put all your reference here right up front. Zoom in, pan around, organize, and save this any way that you want to. So as you can see, we are working on an old film style camera. And the reason I want to work on this is because it's part of the introduction to this Watch Me Work series. Because none of my videos have introductions yet. So, yeah, so this will be the last Watch Me Work episode that doesn't have an intro. And then from now on, we'll have this. What do we got here? Well, I really like the form factor of this guy here, the handheld run and gun. I think it's really recognizable. You know what? There's something about this style that really gets me. I wish that they still made something like this. You know, where they had the leather or the fake leather outside with the metal, and these lenses just look stunning. I wish they still made things like this. Perhaps like a three-lensed phone that you might have heard about recently. Anyway, so yeah, I pulled up a bunch of these stock images off of Google. I really like the texture of this. You know, it feels like you can touch it. It's very tactile. And here's another example too. Something that seems a bit more like you're gonna take this out in the field. Like it's very rugged. So I think what I want to do is we'll create a basic shape here. I'm sort of looking at the plan. We're sort of planning this out. So I like the basic shape of this one. And we're going to make some lenses, but we're going to make like a kit that we can put together, sort of kit bash together to make any kind of lenses any size we want. So that's going to be really fun. We'll start with a basic cube. And in terms of scale, I haven't really thought about scale. We can always make things smaller later. I think I'm just going to make it proportionate in size. Let's take a look at this one. It's kind of tall. Maybe not so deep. We're not going for exact here. We're looking for something. I really want it to just be the idea of an old style film camera. So I think that's a bit. Oh, I think that's a bit tall. Okay, so we have a base here, and the height. I want to place this on the ground, so we're going to move it up by 2, so that it's sitting flat on the ground there. I'm going to try to explain a lot less this time. If you saw my last modeling Watch Me Work, I did a lot of explanation. I think I just want to get working here. So in terms of lenses, let's just sort of start blocking out pieces. Get like a cylinder. Put it on the right axis. Thinner. Sort of protrudes out from the side. How interesting is that? Yeah. Attach it there. Immediately start labeling things. Spelling is not okay. Still think this is a bit tall. That's also want to try and make this as parametric as I can't. I want to see some. I'm going to add my screen. Maybe an occlusion. Okay, and now we need to start making these lenses. Let's just duplicate this here. All this. Lens 1. Down. Get the So I think I want to give this a lot of segments. See me kind of bounce back between a lot this time. With the French press that I modeled in the last video, I kind of already knew. I had it on my desk. So. Again, we're not going for perfection. So that's the base of the lens. So for this guy, let's see how many segments we got. We don't have enough. Make it just yet. I'm going to create a new null. There we go. We're going to call this hold. And we've got our lens there. So I'm going to duplicate this and just turn off this whole layer and hit C to make this editable. Can't go back. I want to start dividing up this lens into these pieces. Start with that. And to make these separate, I'm going to start splitting these things off. So, split. And if I hit extrude, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. So there's that piece, but I need to subdivide it a lot more. And, you know, I don't remember the trick to select every other polygon. Well, I could sit and think about it, or I could just do it. That's nice, it's even. Yep, of course it is, because I typed in an even number. Okay, I'm going to save this file, and I'm also going to save this selection. That selection, great. I'm going to call this bumpy ring. Now what I'm going to do is I extrude these. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to extrude this out a little bit. Then I'm going to get that selection. And I'm going to hit T for scale, and I'm just going to move it in like that. And now we've got the ring-like thing. This looks a lot more like this one, actually. So I wonder what happens if we inverse the selection. Oh, so let me bevel. That's looking good. Just need to bevel the other ones now. I'm going to undo this. Let's increase the subdivision to 2. Yet. Good. Kind of want... Well, first of all, let me see what happens when I put it in a subdivision surface. We've got some weird geometry going on here, but that's understandable. Okay, not sold on the subdivision surface. I want this. That, and how do I deselect this? Nope. Nice. Now I've got the other ones. Let's bevel this out. Got a pretty good looking thing. That's good. I know what I was going to. Great. Okay, now we have a smooth section. Then we have to end, but we're going to get a lot tighter. Let's take the whole lens. Okay, we're going to select these guys. Good. So that's a ring in its own. Okay. Okay. Set this selection now. Then we'll reselect the select those. So much selections in the beginning. Sorry if you're tired out from selections. No, I certainly. How are we looking? Great. Great, so that's half an hour of selecting things. I'm going to delete the cap. Just in case. Alright. So go inwards. Yeah, that's where that's happening. Yes. Some more. Cap. Now we've got. I don't think I did enough actually. Need this guy too. There we go. Right. Now we have to bring this guy in. This ring. I wonder, actually, what I'm going to try and do is take this ring small, duplicate it. bring it over. Ooh. The whole object over here. Scale should be proportionate. Scale it in this way. Axis is off, that's why. Scaling weird. This is going to save me a lot of time. Cool. It's like really thin. But how thin is really thin? I can go a little bit. Check out the diameter. Yeah, right. Okay. So now we have the outer part of the lens. Lens. This guy. No, that's not what I wanted. I do this. And then scale it. Aha! Boom. In. Okay. So this is looking good. Let's unsolo everything. And need to design interior, kind of the interior of these lenses. It's got these matte tubes, and they're all kind of different. I'm just gonna make it one piece for now. Might not be the best way to go about this. There we go. So I think I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Make this one piece. Because this is a model for me, and I'm gonna do what I will with it. Alright. Alright, let's make this a good size. Make sure that its viewing angle is gonna be good. This lip here. I have to add some geometry too. That's alright. Movement. Okay. If you could see what I did there, but I just added this little. Great. And now I can, with this disc, which I'm now going to put into my copy into my hold. I'm going to call this lens internal. So now I can make as many divisions and extrusions as I want. For instance, I could say I want one right here. Take all of these. Go like that. How long do I want that to go? A while. KL. One by holding Control. Okay. Extrude in again. Not as far. Yeah. Because this is going to be glass. I'm going to worry about that material work. I think I'm going to stick with octane on this one because it does so well. Actually, I don't know. I've got some materials I'm going to play with, so it might be Redshift. I'd say that looks pretty good. That looks like a lens, yeah? We're just kind of suggesting it at this point. Now, these edges are still very tight. What I'm going to do is go to lens here. Select some of these edges. Hit MS for bevel, and we're got the slightest bevel on. Enough. 2 subdivisions. Enough so that when the light catches it, stick. See that? Now we've got a nice shine here. Now it should be very easy to do lens 2 and 3. The difference isn't just scale. In this case, you can see this one has a bunch of rings. This one only has a couple. We can use these parts that I've made. I'm just going to put this all into a lens group. And then duplicate. Lens 2. So I'll select what I want to keep. All right. So I'm going to take this, this, and this. Move them close. Using pieces. Let's hide the ring. Quick, so doing. Great. Bring it back. And that. I've got 2 of those. I'm going to hide this small ring. Make 2 of these. Put it on the end. We're not going by any real camera science in the slightest. What I'll do is I'll add... Oh, I know exactly what I'll do. I just want to add a small divot in here. A really small one that just shows up. Like that. So that it looks like it's like functional of some kind. And then if I add a bevel to it, it'll catch a shine or reflection. Perfect. Here you go. Small lens. Now we have just one more lens to go. Okay, so which lens do I want to use for the last? This one is interesting. Let me just look at some of my other reference too. I mean, now they have to look the same. I can't just add one lens from one camera, but you've got like a telephoto and you've got like a wide angle. These have to have, only this one has one. Yeah. I think this one is going to be the biggest one that I have. So, yeah, let's do one that's just about as long as this. So, duplicate this and call this lens 3. What I want to do next is I want to cut off this end. What I want to do. Let's hide that for now. We'll hide the smallest ring for now. I learned a new technique. Row selection is UY. I just do UY, UY, UY. It's just gonna do all the selecting for me. One more. That was easy. Now, let's create that lip that we... Here, add a small extrude, then move it inwards. Yeah, or mapping to some polygons. Okay, okay. Now let's unhide internal. To the proper size. Go. These lips the same. You can mess around. I also want to change this one. There. Now they're all different. Might not be something you realize then when you see it. You'll feel it. Okay. We've got all 3 of our lenses. Amazing. Now the internals need to look different on each one of them. That's why I did it this way. Oh, and I got rid of a ring. This guy. There's no gap. I think so. Okay, no gap there. Now let's work on the internals. We'll just start with the... Actually, I want to start with the second one. I'm gonna scale this down a lot. Oops. That looks cool. Good, so that one definitely looks different. This guy. The important part is the lens size. So that's the lens there. That looks good. Let's just adjust the lens size of lens 3. All right, let's start working on the overall size of the model itself. So I'm thinking it's a bit too tall right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just change it. And the ring is too big. So lens holder. Let's bring eyes, and we're gonna bring everything else closer together. So I'm gonna use a cloner in a very strange way. And I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. Take a cloner, make it radial. Put the lenses in there. Oh, that looks cool, but that's not what I want. Let's change the plane. Now we can have as many lenses as we want, which is actually pretty cool. That was unintentional. But what I really want to do is just change it to 3. So now we've got one of each. And we'll just change the radius. And now I can easily, I know that they're all evenly spaced. I need to center this cloner on the lens holder. Lens holder needs to be bigger now. Cool. Then we're also going to need to create this viewfinder. This looks pretty cool too. Not sure how much detail I'm going to add into this model, but I do want to add these rings. And it needs to look like this thing can easily be taken apart. We've got screws around here, just little pieces that look like you can just pry it off. Look at that. This thing. Really cool. I can add a lot of detail into this model. I'm not sure how much I'm going to go into it though. Let's start off by putting this in our hold group because I'm going to make this now editable. Actually, before I should have done that, before I did that. I need to add some segments. All right, 80. It needs to be pretty smooth, all things considered. And it is going to be seen at a very close range. It's going to be seen about this close, so it needs to look relatively smooth. Okay, now I'm going to put it in hold and make it editable by hitting C. And let's create this lip. And we'll extrude inner until it reaches the bottom. That's good. Now, if you look in the reference, you'll see that they don't quite touch the lens holder. This one actually is really far out, I think. So, because you know that there's internals that are going through here into the camera. For now, I'm going to push them in a little bit. Let's try that. I know the screen space ambient occlusion is over showing the shadow for now. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's add a little bit of a bevel to this because nothing is quite as sharp. Oh my, that's not what. What's going on here? Ah, It's not welded, that's why. Better. I'm glad in Cinema 4D R21 they fixed that so they were automatically welded. I do not have 21 though, so just have to remember to do that. There we go. There we go. Catch some light now. Good. Yeah. And let's do the inside as well. Great. Small details. Excellent. So there's our lens holder. I do want to start shaping the overall body of the camera, though. I'm still thinking this is a bit big. This thing looks portable. And to sort of start seeing that, I'm going to start with this fillet. Yes, what happens here? Because it's round, I want to make this look like it's portable, but not also. It might be a bit, yeah, it's a bit wide. So let's, this thinner. Move it over. You can see it's kind of almost coming out from the other side. It's really coming out on this side. I'm going to turn snap off. Okay, still tall. I'm going to fix that again. Much thinner. I have to remind myself I'm not trying to make a complete copy of this thing, but it just... This makes the lenses look really big compared to this. And it's because the lenses look huge now. What can this cloner do? Interesting. Okay, what if I change the scale? 0.5. 0.5. Okay, now they're just really small. Okay, nope, nope, nope. 0.9. Yeah, and then drop the radius down again. Because the lenses look ginormous compared to the camera. It's supposed to be portable. Okay, that means I can take the lens holder then and scale that down. Now, better. I designed the lenses to be too big, but that's okay. And we're still looking a bit tall. Okay, let's change the radius. This a little. I'm gonna turn the fillet off. I still think I want it to be thinner. This needs to hold film in there. Let's go with this for now. Let's say, yeah, let's definitely go with that for now. Okay, let's make this editable. I'm going to use the bevel tool in this case. Okay. Now to add these metal pieces. Yeah, make a cut like here. Oh, okay. I know what I'm going to do. Make a cut here. I'm gonna take this loop and this loop, split them off. This is now metal rings. Did I do that right? No. Okay. And let's extrude these out a little bit. I'm using all kinds of techniques today. Symmetry is so useful in Cinema 4D. You can... There we go. Now, what am I... Ooh, that's body. There we go. What am I doing? Let's put it on the y-axis. Move it over. Oh, I know what I'll do. There we go. Then back onto the model. And good from there. There. Now the reason I did that was everything I do to this ring is going to happen on the other side now in opposition. Okay, and now we're going to add some bevels. Let's select all of our edges. Select our edges here. Bevel, we'll do 3 subdivisions. Well, there. Does that look? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add a bunch more detail onto this camera. So the first thing I want to do is add some of these ripples to the lens plate, and then add this little detail here. Then we'll probably move on to the viewfinder and whatever this thing is. I don't really know what's going on. That is my time. If you know what most of this stuff is, leave a comment down below and I will learn something for a change. Okay, so let's get going. Now, I was thinking about what the best way to go about doing this is quickly. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to turn this into a VDB mesh and see if I can add just simple ripples that way. I really don't want to do it the same way that I did these guys. Let's just try something new. So instead of talking about it, let's get going on. So, lens holder. I'm going to turn everything else off. Everything. We'll hide the body. Okay, and let's create a volume builder. Let's put the lens holder in there. The resolution is very, very, very low. Yeah, let's really add a lot of clarity. I'm going to start there, but it's going to go lower. Let's maybe 0.2. Don't want to tax the CPU too better. Now if we look at our reference, you see, yep, so we've got these little notches. The easiest way I can think of doing that is by just making circles and Let's put this on the right plane here. That's the plane. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to set the position, scale, and rotation. And we'll take it out of the volume builder. Scale it down. Great. And next up, what I want to do is add a cloner. So, circle in here. And I want to increase the scale by, let's just hide this for a minute. 120%. That's not going to be, yeah, so let's try 105. 105. If that's enough. To reposition this again. I'm going to turn off the volume builder for a second and set VSR. And I'm going to put this in. You can sort of see what we're going for here. I'm going to add some more detail. Go. Maybe fiddle with the space a little bit. Okay, and now we just need to increase the count. That's the cool thing about cloners. It's gonna get to be too much. Okay. I'm gonna move this further back into space so that it blends in. See, my machine's struggling here. Let's, while we're working, let's take this back to 2. Yeah, there we go. Now we're creating these notches. I think that's looking good. Now I'll decrease my voxel size to increase the resolution. Go ahead and mesh this. Volume mesher. Add that. Such a great tool. Thank you, Maxon, for making such an amazing tool. Okay, so that looks really good. Now I want to add this piece here. So to do that, I'm going to turn off the mesher for now. Bring up voxel size. Tube. Let's bring it on the correct axis on the Z plus. Nope. Oh man. Okay, X plus. Going to same thing here and set SR. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna add some segments. And the rotation segment. That probably isn't enough. Go 80. And we're gonna turn on slice. It doesn't really matter where we slice it now, as long as it's the same. We can just rotate it around. See what I mean in a minute. But we really need to fiddle with the inner radius. So let's fiddle with the from and to. It's around. Oh, and also it needs to be outer radius so that it's too big right now, but let's just dial in these. Almost at the edge. And then the two. That gonna be very thin. I'm gonna duplicate this. Duplicate. Yeah. Turn it off for a second, and I just want to play around with it while I make it editable. So let's take a cylinder, put it on the X plus, scale it way down. And make it the same, same radius as this. Let's make it the correct depth. So let's get rid of height 2 centimeters. So now it's round there, and I'm actually just going to instant. Whatever I do to one. So if we put this in the volume mesher, I group this. All this is okay. Volume builder. Yeah, now it's just one cohesive. That's why volume meshing and building is really nice. So I'm looking at it now, and it's like it's very, very thick. Compared to that, this is just a small piece. So let's just take the plate. Let's change the height from 2 centimeters to 1. Do the same thing with the cylinder. We'll take the whole plate and move it. Base. Boom. Great. Couple little screws. And that we'll just take another cylinder. Is that a good idea? We could use a capsule. Let's do cylinder. Oh, that's interesting, yeah, because I made it an instance. Cool, that makes it easy. And on this cylinder cap, back. Great. Boom. Where do I have my detail? Point 2. Back to point 1. Yeah. Great. Okay. Great, so you have that detail, we have that detail. Let's mesh it. Solid. Okay, I'm going to copy this and put this in the hold group. Turn off the mesher and the builder. And make this editable. So now this is our new lens plate. That in this group. Let's turn everything back on. Yeah. Nice little detail. That'll ring. Great. So now let's do this viewfinder, which should be pretty simple. This looks like it's just a cube. We're going to do some booleaning. Cube. Over here. Aspect ratio we want this camera to have. Kind of want to give it a wider bit. On this model, it's a bit close to the lenses. That. Right, so this is going to be the hole that the viewfinder sits in. I just want to make sure it's the right kind of shape. From a silhouette point of view. Okay. So this is viewfinder. Cut out. Because the body, we're going to do say A, subtract, and immediately inside it. So let's create a copy of this. Not going to make it as sitting in there. Well, just want it to be that. That's the metal part. And now we're going to pull out of this thing. Metal. Duplicate this. Smaller version. You'll see this in a second. A subtracting. Oh. And I want this thing that it's subtracting to have roundness. No, that's too much. It's good. Yep. And there's one more. Then thing. Now we need the glass. So thinner. Up. I'm going to start with that. All this is parametric still. Okay, so that's an easy viewfinder for now. It's got this metal piece kind of supporting it, so I think I want something like that. So let's clean up a little bit. So this is the viewfinder glass cutout. And this is the viewfinder glass. It's all into viewfinder. Spelling. And I want to take the initial cutout and give it the tiniest radius can. For reflection's sake. There we go. So that'll be metal. That'll be metal. Okay. There's our viewfinder. So the next thing I want to do is create this strange looking piece. How do I want to go about that? I could do another cylinder. Drew these parts. Way? That in the group. Cylinder. Get it in the area we want it. Scale it down. It's just about the size of the viewfinder. Now that we have this cylinder, just gonna duplicate this for now in case I need to go back. And please, editable. And let's yeah. We did too much. I think I'm gonna continue doing the volume stuff just because I really like how it comes. Great. Good. Just make another one of these guys. A nice little detail. Cool. He wants to blur this piece. Smooth. I like that. Yeah. Good thing I still have that one. Duplicate that out for a second. Do that. Make the whole thing. We'll make this part kind of making my own. Yeah. A little widget there. And we'll make it just a tiny bit smaller. Great. And now I'm going to mesh this. Clear enough. There we go. Okay, so now I've got that piece here. Little screw. I'll add something like that. Just to add a tiny bit more detail. And I did that before with the lens plate. Okay, that guy out. So let's clean this up. So what is this guy? This is the lens. This is. What is this? I'm gonna just call this a little switch. Let's duplicate this guy, put him over there, and turn it off. Make this editable. So now I've got our switch, screw, delete that extra cylinder. Well, actually, I put that cylinder. Great. Camera. Okay. There we go. Now we've got some more details. We've got a viewfinder. Looking good. Okay, so for the kind of shot that I'm going to be using this this asset for, I'm really only going to be seeing the front and the side of the lenses before it kind of like transitions into another part. So what I'm going to do is I usually like to, in my modeling watch me work videos, I like setting up a quick little texture and kind of show off what this model can look like if we add some materials. So to do that, I'm actually going to use Redshift. Just getting started into learning Redshift. I'm really liking the results it's giving me. So I've also got a bunch of materials here, but let's set up a quick little scene. To start, I'm going to add a dome light. And I'm going to put in the average HDRI that I use. I use the same one every time, really. Let's put this in here. And let's rearrange the light. So we can see what's going on. It's a bit bright. I'm going to turn the exposure down quite a bit for now. And now we get to the real fun part with these materials. So I'm going to start off with this leather. I'm going to try a couple of these. Start off with this one. Let's bring this in. I want to apply this to pretty much the whole camera body. Stock this in here for now. Great, so let's put this on the body. Oh, yeah, and let's do cubic mapping. Great. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add some of the metals. Let's try silver. And we'll apply it to the metal rings. Let's dock this over here. It's a bit not as polished as I want. Let's try silver smudged into place. Yeah, I like that. And let's apply that material to a bunch of other things. Like this guy. Through. And the plate. Yeah. Interesting things happening with the projection, but that's okay. This is just a test for now. It's very shiny. Great. Okay, let's move on to this viewfinder part here is going to have this, as well as this part. Something to the lenses for now. They basically have the same. Put them on all the lenses. So I will just literally cut. Well, let's see what I can do. I'll put it on the lenses, but I do need to add some glass. Yeah, so that's not going to be ideal. Although that does look really cool. It's looking a bit too shiny. That's where the silver's coming in. Okay, so let's delete that one. Go to the content browser. Let's see about this rusted metal. I'm just curious. Put it on one of the lenses. That looks really cool. It's a bit dark. That is a really nice material. Thank you, Grayscale Gorilla. Okay, so I don't want that one. I think I might stick with silver for now. So I'll do it on the outside lens and the rings. But the internal needs to be sort of a matte, and also the glass of the lens itself has to be. So let's find a. Take a look in plastics. See what that does. Looks good. Okay. And for the glass, I could just make a material straight with Redshift, but I'm not that practiced in Redshift yet, so I'm going to use a preset here for glass. Let's turn off the cloner for a second. Let's look at this. There, so you already have a selection tag there. That's great. Boop. And if we look at it now, we've got glass. And that's a very interesting looking glass. Alright, I'll stick with that for now. It looks cool. It looks like it's, you're not going to be able to see anything if you record anything with that camera, but let's try that. So I'll do the same thing here. We'll do lens. Oh, we need to copy. Lens. The rings. Oof. Right here. Do it this way. Select. There. Yeah, there's glass. Thinking about making those rings different material. For now, let's make them silver. And I don't think so. I need that. Okay. Have here. Yeah. Getting there. Let's add the glass to here. Definitely gonna need to edit the material inside the camera. But for now, I like it. Yeah, we'll have to fix the back of the lenses. I'm gonna decrease the dome light a little bit more on the exposure. Yeah, that silver makes it look very pristine. I think I want to make I want to find a better material for those rings. Go up one, go back to metals, and let's see what nickel smudge looks like. It's gonna go on all of these rings. Let's try a darker one. The iron one was pretty good. Same for these. Yeah, I like that for now. I can see this definitely doesn't have enough geometry. I'll need to subdivide that. Cool. Well, there you have it, guys. So, I've got a lot of material and editing things to do, but that is the completed old style like camera. I really like the lenses. They're going to be featured in the beginning of my Watch Me Work video intro. So, yeah, so I think they're going to look pretty good.
Thank you all so much for watching. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and leave a like if you like this video. I'm always curious to hear what you think about this kind of format. I know that sometimes the process can get a bit repetitive and monotonous, but I do what I can to try and edit out the bits that you kind of like would already understand, so you can just see kind of what my overall process would be like. Please hit me up in the comments if you have anything that you would like to see improved on, or any suggestions, because I'm always trying to improve this format. It's a bit long, but it can also be really helpful for those that like to see what the whole process it entails. So thank you all so much for watching, and I can't believe we've already had our third episode. We're just gonna keep on going. Anyway, see you in the next one.